We go. Hi guys, it's Holly from Hunter Ryan and
Barbara from B-Bash at what am I on? Poshmark. Babash.
yeah,
Babash.
Viva Bash. All right, so we both failed miserably.
Really miserably.
Yeah, I think I listed like five things the whole week. But I
uh,
did I do better than you with five for the week?
no, I think I listened a few more than you, but
Oh,
by a few.
just like a handful.
Yeah, I didn't do so hot on listing, unfortunately. What did I list? This is what, 5 days ago. Okay, well at least that's good. Okay, when was this? 5 days ago. Okay, so I listed maybe more than I thought. I don't know.
Where are you looking at for how many you listed?
I think I listed. No, I think I got maybe six.
Yeah, I'm not
If
sure.
you go into your closet insights, it'll tell you.
Okay. But I don't know if they're counting the ones that I delist and relist.
Oh, that's sold. I was like, oh look. No, that's not. That's sales. Um,
My closet insights, it's in my seller tools, right?
yeah.
Okay, my closet insights. Summary for the
Uh,
current,
it
well,
won't do. It does current week.
first, is today May 1st? Because I've got
Oh,
one.
it's May 1st. That's the problem. We can't look
Okay,
at it.
yeah, so it's saying like, but you can go back, you can change the
You
date.
can't. You can't do it. It doesn't go back to like last month. It's either current month, current day, current week, current year, or 12 months.
Okay, but current week would be like what we actually just did because it's Sunday.
No, because it starts in their week starts this week today.
Yeah, but when I just put current week, it showed me this week. It showed me 85 making $85, and that's what I did this week.
Yeah, but not for listings. It doesn't show me that.
Hold on, let me go my closet insights. I'm going to the current
Current
week.
week.
It tells me I have two listings that's sold.
Oh yeah, if you go into inventory, it says published with listings current week.
Okay, sales
So
insights,
I did 17.
inventory. According to this one, I listed one.
Okay, that's
But that's
mine is right there
okay.
listed 17.
Oh, four. So I went on the current week under inventory, and
Yep.
it said four.
See,
So I
mine shows here 17.
see, I got four.
All right. I did good on.
Um,
I did fairly good on Monday, but
I did not because I have neighbor drama as well as I think I probably took like 200 item pictures, and so I've been going through and doing the cleanup on the photos and then uploading those from my iPad into Vendu, so that I can get listing um, those. But I also still need to go downstairs and like bag them up and do the measurements because I add like the label into the listing and then the measurements. The four things that I listed, I think they were things that I didn't worry about having the measurements. I just wanted to get them listed because I thought they would go pretty fast. So, but I've got a mountain of stuff that I take pictures of. So, probably starting tonight, I'll go down and start putting some of that together. Tomorrow, I don't even know how much stuff I'm going to get done tomorrow as far as um, Poshmark because I ordered. I have like some grape trees and or some grapevines, and I got like a whole bunch of stuff that I'm going to be planting.
oh, okay. Well, not, at least you're doing something. You're not sitting
Yeah,
home.
yeah. No, I'm not. I'm not going to be vegetating, unfortunately. So I've got to hook up my trailer, go up to Home Depot, and get the 2,000 pounds of dirt that I've got going on. Because we got every 2 years, our electric company gives away free trees, like shade trees. Um, and so, like, when I went, I actually slept in by accident, which ended up being a good thing because then there was like no line when I got there, and they let me take two extra trees. So I got four trees, two black ironwoods, and two, I don't know what they were. They just told me to take two of those. Um, and then I've got two different grapevines, four pomegranates, two olive trees, and blackberry, raspberry. I think that's it. But then I also already had, I have those four that I got from the thing. And then I actually grew a green buttonwood from seed. And so that one's ready to go out. So one of my new neighbors actually drilled a couple holes for me for those things, but I gotta like situate things so the deers don't kill them.
Yeah, deers love to eat them. So I did 17 items, mostly bras and like intimates is what most of my stuff is.
Because you started photographing those last week, right?
Yeah, that's the ones that I was. Yeah, I had a bunch of them, and I was like, I just want to get them out of the way. They're, they take the same amount of time, and you don't make as much money except for a few brands, but they don't take much space either to package them.
Right.
I also listed a Margaret. What is this? Margaret Lent. It's Margaret Lent hand wovens. They are well, this one here happens to be like a rayon. Here's the colors of it. And it's really nice, and her stuff's very expensive.
Yeah.
So I listed that. I also listed a Nanette Lepore. It's a black dress.
Yeah.
Brand new with tag. $378. Then an Ecru, which is a good brand right there. And that one I listed, and that is $190. And then I listed, I got in, I mentioned it last week, was ThredUp DIY box, and I got, this is the Maxmar little peacoat.
Oh, that's cute.
It's really cute. I have it listed for $150. It's a small.
What did it need to be done to it?
I couldn't find anything.
Good.
I was like, okay. But then I had, a bunch of different, I had some camisoles and bras and stuff. So I have a bunch of different things, and the prices are anywhere from like $15 on up, because depending on the bra, some are worth a lot more than others. Vanity Fair, I list them for like $30, but they usually sell for like $22 to $25.
Yeah, I have not had great luck with bras.
I usually do pretty good with bras. These actually haven't sold, which is surprising. So I have a bunch of different ones. I'm hoping, to do good. I mean, everybody's been complaining about Poshmark and their algorithms.
Yeah.
And I haven't had any trouble.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of on the, I'm gonna spend more time on other stuff than Posh, just because like I just had a case open and I'm like showing pictures that the thing wasn't messed up when it left me, and they still found in her favor, and I'm just like, I'm done. It's 20%, and then now they're going to come out with this other stuff where they want you to pay extra.
Well, they haven't. There's no definitive if you have to pay anything, so I'm not worried about that. And now I hear eBay has changed a bunch of their stuff, so that's going to be a problem. I know there's been a lot of complaints about stuff on eBay. I have not followed up on it. So, and I only sell a few things on eBay. I only probably have like 50 items on eBay. Mostly items that I don't sell on Poshmark type of things. And I don't have anything on like Macari or Depop or TradeZ or any of those things. I do have a couple of things on Facebook Marketplace. One just sold. It was a Pyrex glass percolator. And they're worth quite a bit of money, like $40. It's a used one. You think it would be worth, like $10, but no, it's worth a lot. And I had to ship it out to Alabama. It's in the world's biggest box. I literally wrapped that sucker up in like bubble wrap galore, and then wrapped it and wrapped it and wrapped it, and then I stuffed it in a box. And then I added more bubble wrap around, and I put it in another box with a million bubble wrap around that. I was like, I sent the lady, I go, it's a huge box. I mean, the percolator's like, like this big.
Right.
And the box had to have been, I think it was like 17 by 15 by like 24. Which is like this massive box. And I was like, it's got to go in a huge box. I don't want it to break, because the part that's actually the most expensive piece out of the entire thing is the glass piece that's round on the bottom with the little tiny stem that goes up. And one little ding and that's going to break. So I literally wrapped the stem with bubble wrap around the stem like a million times until it was the width of the base. And then I wrapped the entire thing in bubble wrap. I'm like, tape. I use probably, oh my God, I don't even know how many squares. I have like
lost money on all the tape you used.
But between the tape and the bubble wrap, I didn't make a dime. I was like, oh my God, can it get any worse? And the answer is yes, because it could break. But I sent that out and I couldn't figure out, like, I've never sold on Facebook Marketplace that I ship anything. I've never done that before. Right. So I didn't know how to ship. And, I asked you and you're like, I don't know. And nobody had to ship. So I was like, I have no clue. I have absolutely no clue. So I was like, all right, I'm going to ship out. I don't know if you can ship within Facebook like you do for Poshmark and eBay, or you have to go outside. So I said, well, Rollo, the Rollo printer that I have, they have a ship program. And so I shipped it out. It ended up being $17 and I charged her $14, but it would have been less if I hadn't, because I went over 5 pounds, and it would have been $14, but because I had so much bubble wrap and so much, and the box I bought was but I had it in the house, was one of those double thick cardboard boxes. So it weighed a ton in itself. That probably weighed like, 2 pounds in itself.
Yeah.
But I didn't want it to break on my first, shipment. I didn't want it to break. So
yeah.
But I did it on Rollo, and they give you choice between UPS, FedEx, and USPS. So the cheapest was UPS.
Yeah.
So I shipped that out. It should be arriving tomorrow. So that was it was one of my items that were in my death pile. That's been sitting in my dining room counter, kitchen counter for like
somewhere counter. It's been
3 years.
Oh, wow.
And I have another one. It's not as in good shape. The aluminum base where you put the coffee grinds in has a hole in it. But you can buy those pieces. So I may end up buying it and then charging more. But the one I sold was a 6-cup. The one I have currently also on there is a 9-cup. And I have a stroller on there that is, oh my God, it's like an $800 stroller that I have listed for $500. And as you know, you heard I had the scammer who tried to get through to me, and I was like, it's not happening. This ain't no dumb broad. She might have big boobs and blonde hair, but she ain't dumb.
Yeah, no, I'm like scammers' worst nightmare, because I
drag them along.
I will screw them back so bad. Remember when I had the one thinking I was sending them $35,000? It was hilarious. He was like calling me every day. When you send the box, I'm like, I sent it.
Yeah, he was like, well, it's a $500 item, and how my wife pick it up, and I was like, because it said kindly, which automatically puts you in the scammer.
Yeah. India.
And I was like, and he's like, well, I'll send you the $500. Do you have Venmo? And I'm like, okay, Venmo's another one. But my Venmo, I have linked to um, my bank, and I
Right.
work for the bank. So
Oh,
it's really a bad choice to scam me.
yeah, exactly.
So so I was like, so he's like, oh, I sent the 500. I'm like, well, I don't have it. Well, did you get an email or anything? Because gave him my email address, which was fine. And he emails me and he's like, see it, oh, right there it says that you have to, that the I have to send you another $400, and then you send it back to me or back to this person that's listed there,
Right.
and
Right.
then they'll release the $500. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. And when you look at, like, first thing, it says agent. Okay, automatically, that's a scam.
Uh,
Right. And then it has the address is Gmail.
yeah.
Scam. So oh, okay. And I'm like, so playing this out. It's not even funny.
Yeah. Right.
And so I'm like, oh, I didn't get the $400. Oh, you have to send me 400. I'm like, oh, I have to send. Well, I can't send you if I don't have it. And he's like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't have $400 in that account. I'm so bad. I was like, I keep hardly anything, so nobody scams me.
You're right.
He goes, I'll have to get back to you. I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Be like,
Of course, he never got back to me because he was scamming me. But
yeah.
and it's true, I don't carry a lot of money in that account specifically for that reason. I don't want to be scammed out of it. But I just thought it was, hysterical that he was trying to get this out, and I was playing. And then of course I called the bank, and because I work for the bank,
Right.
I call them. I call up on there's a separate line for people who work there, and I call up and I was like, hey, guess what? And they were like, oh. I was like, yeah, but guess what? I got all this. You want this? He's like, yeah, send me all that. Perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah, and and of course when I first got the message, I was like, oh, look, somebody's looking to buy, and I saw kindly, and I was like,
Yeah.
And then when I click on it, because I'm nosy and I need to know who you are, I click on the button, and he doesn't have a Facebook account. He only has an Instagram account.
Oh.
So I was like, scammer.
Yeah. How are they getting in there?
Because
See,
you can purchase through Instagram and at the same time.
you would be really good on like scam bait because both like older, so they always think like they'll actually turn on your camera when they get into your computer to try and make sure that it's really an old person that they can.
Well, I always have a post-it note over my camera.
My laptop isn't even open because I have it hooked to my TV, so I don't
Well,
even.
see, my laptop, because I'm in the office. I'm using, like, right now on the laptop, but
Yeah.
I have to take off the post-it note that I have stuck on the camera. I have a post-it note that I go back and forth here, like,
Yeah.
literally. This is my post-it notes that I stick up on the camera like this, and then it's like, and you can always tell on mine if the camera is on. There's a light on it.
There's actually a way for them to keep the light from coming on.
Correct. But I have it set up on my computer that's blocked by them, so they can't access it. And I also have an icon that comes up and says your camera's on, and I have that. It's a separate thing that I added in, so I would know if somebody was on it.
Yeah, I mean, I use my iPad for this. I'm pretty much anything like where I'm facing people, Zoom or whatever. And then my laptop, like I said, the lid to that's closed because I use a TV. And then, like with my phone and my iPad, when I'm laying down, they're face down unless I'm actually using one. They're face down on the bed because it's like after a certain time, if you turn it over face down, then it won't like wake you up with like notifications and stuff. So
yeah. So they didn't scam me, but I got to play with them.
That's awesome, especially if you can get their information.
I was having such a ball. Like, I had his email address, I had the other email address, I had phone numbers, I had like all this stuff. And I just passed it along to the bank, and the bank was like, "Thank you."
Yeah, that's
They're like,
all.
"How did you know to do that?" I'm like, "I just finished my security training because I have training from work, and one of the trainings that I have also has to do with scamming, and they do mention that they have Zelle and that or Venmo or whatever it is, they have several of them, and they can, you can go in and they would, they're like, hey, this is how they can do it. So the student's like, oh, great. So I sent it on. I actually sent I sent photoshots of everything that I had taken, and I forwarded on to our team that handles that type of stuff.
Well, I wonder with the changes that are coming about, like people having to like make sure of authentication and everything, if that's going to actually, we'll start seeing some differences with the fake accounts, that
I
go on.
hope so.
Yeah, because I mean, it's ridiculous. It's literally like every night from like 2 to 3 in the morning, it seems like that's when they all just go on there and dump a whole bunch of stuff because I've I've done the be a be a posh citizen and check the reports. And I mean, it's like you'll have this one account and there's like 15 reported things on their page, and it's all like literally the same high-end designer whatever.
And it's the same picture.
Yeah, it's the same pictures.
Well, I saw one on Poshmark that I went through, and it was the earbuds for Apple, and he was selling for like $39, and I'm like, okay, either the case is real or the case is fake or whatever, or there's nothing in it or whatever. And so I looked at it, and then I went through, because when you go on Poshmark, you can go new people. So I clicked on like 5 or 6 people, and there's like 3 other accounts with the exact same thing for sale, the exact picture, and I reported them all. I was like, this is all fake.
Yeah, and it's always it'll be like these same things, and they just go on there and they like super dump on there. I want to know like how, like, are they using Vendu or one of these accounts so that
I think what they're trying to do also is, I think they want you to do, once you interested in buying it, they want you to do an off app transaction.
Yeah, right, exactly. And yeah, no. I've done like every single time somebody tells me to email them,
I just automatically report it.
I block and report, or I report and then block them.
Oh, I don't block them. I want them to come again so I can hit that button again.
No,
I love hitting that button. Report.
You report them once, and half the time they don't do anything about it. It seems like all they do.
Well, they take it off your remarks, your comments type of thing.
Yeah, but like
but they don't do anything. They don't block the account or anything.
Poshmark itself is doing literally nothing. Like,
yeah, well, that I agree. They should be doing more.
They're doing nothing. All they're doing is putting it onto a thing for us to volunteer to go in and say yes, it's fake, or no, it's fake. And then I've spent time where I went through, and I reported, went through and approved reports or whatever, and then you go back the next day and they haven't done anything. That
I know.
Still there.
Well, there was like a Prada item, and it was fake, because one of the things about Prada is, their triangle, right? It has the whatever it is, it's shaped like triangle. Right. It'll say Prada on it, and then the background of that matches the color of the item. So if it's blue, then there'll be a blue enamel background where it says Prada in the triangle. If it's pink, it's pink. It always is. If it does not match the color, then it is fake.
I have authenticated Prada shoes that they're like
no, I'm talking about the triangle, that metal triangle you see on like purses.
Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, because like
that little metal triangle, not the shoes, but the metal triangle you see on like the purses or whatever. That has to match the background of that color, whatever that enamel color is, has to match the color of the bag or whatever the item.
Okay.
If it doesn't, it's automatically a fake because they don't do it. Because 9 times out of 10, the fakers just put one with a black label,
Right.
and that's not it. And that's how I always know those are fake right off the bat. But there's a whole pile of other things, So I've been trying to learn.
Too, as a rehabber, because like if I got a product bag that I wanted to redo.
Yeah, but if you're saying you redid it, that's a different story.
But then scammers could just say that they redid it.
Well, no, because most of the times you'll know that it's been redone. So I have been trying because I have a lot of jewelry, and I'm backlogged on that too because someone might have bought a few bags of jewelry. I know. I have enough jewelry. I have enough stuff. I shouldn't be buying it, but I did. I'm bad. So I bought this book.
Oh, nice.
And I bought the book because it describes it has a lot of different. I mean, there's not much color photo. There's no color photos, but it goes on to describe different styles and what you should be looking for and stuff like that. It also has a nice glossary in the back. And this talks about appraisal, and I'm not looking for the appraisal side of it because this book is from originally 94 and now it's a 2013 book. That I don't care about. I'm more looking at, if I could find it, they showing you the different shapes of gemstones. They have the appendix of all of it. And so I'm trying to learn different types of jewelry and how to tell if it's a good antique or a bad antique, or just the different styles. It explains to you what you'll see and different things. So I bought that. So I'm working
on that. Leslie.
Oh, hey, Leslie. So trying to get because I have a bunch of stuff that is, speaking of, where is it? I can't see anything. Oh, there it is. Because I have this piece of jewelry. Now I have it off to the side because you know me, I'll just put anything on. So this is one of my backlogs for my death pile. And it's this piece of jewelry, and it's not very attractive. And it has this on it, and I don't know if you can see it or not.
I can't see anything right now. I'm trying to give Leslie the link in case she wanted to join us in the chat.
And in here, I'm just going to show it to everyone. It says K18.
Okay.
Now, if it said 18K, I know that it's, 18K. But it says K18. So, and it has a good feel to it. Like fake gold versus real gold feels different. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is real gold or not.
Well, don't you have a tester?
I have a tester. It tests 18, but the tester is only it can't test the inside. So is this plated?
Okay.
With 18, or is it real 18? But what's throwing me for the loop is that it says K18, not 18K. So I don't know.
Smart though, maybe instead of the.
I don't know. I don't know if this is real or not. So that's one of the reasons why I got the book to go over it and stuff. What I should do is bring it to a jeweler who will have. There's a way that they can see the inside of it, and test it. But I wanted to see because this is it's very the chain is normal, but this is a very plain piece. But it's a more modern piece. But it could be a retro modern. So that's one of the reasons I got the book to get down my death pile of things like that I have. Because I really don't know.
Yes. We have some sociopath. I don't know who you are, dude. You are not coming in there. So how do I delete this?
And if it was just that one piece, I would be Oh, okay. But I found another piece that says K14. So I don't know if that's something that maybe in a different country that they label it that way. So I'm going to have to look into that. So that's what I'm working for my death pile. I'm also
sorry, I'm trying to kick this guy out of the studio.
I'm also working on my death pile behind me. I found a box with all sorts of brand new items.
Was this like in somewhere?
I don't know where the heck they came from.
Sure.
That's when you know you have too much. Yeah. But this one here, it's got like a mock neck with this on it. And it's what brand is this? It's actually J. Crew.
I used to have a sweater like that I loved. It even got it got burned by a heater, and I sewed it up so that I could still wear it without going.
Hey, if it works. Then I found this in my death pile too, and it's like a tunic length cowl neck, and it's brand new. It's got the tags on it, $38 from. Okay, tag go down. Okay, from Dreamers. It's really soft. I don't think it's cashmere.
It looks acrylic. It's probably acrylic.
Yeah, it's viscose. That's why it's so soft, because it's viscose. Then I found this also. This is a t-shirt. Once again, brand new.
On it.
And it's by, I don't know, other than it says Tendency.
It looks like the phases of the moon.
Yes, it is.
The pictures. Yeah.
Now I looked this up. It sells for like $35 new.
Nice.
Then I have this. This is a vintage piece. Liz Claiborne. That's I believe their older tag. This is also brand new. It's a JCPenney. $37. And then I have, what else did I find? I found this one. This is really cute. This is right up my alley. If this was my size, I'd wear it in a heartbeat. It's a an eyelet with flowers. It's also, as I said, brand new. It's Valentina Naldi. You recognize that?
No.
But it's really cute. It's a nice summer piece.
You look her up?
I haven't looked it up yet. Then this is an Urban Outfitters. Says it there. $59. And it's a dress, but it's like a tie-dye pattern.
Oh, cute. Like a
and it's got a collar on it, but it's a true wrap dress.
Yes.
Like a true wrap dress. But it's kind of like got a tie-dye look to it, which of course is popular because you and Leslie are bringing that.
I don't know if Leslie's still here with us.
And then there's this one here. It's Intro. And this one is also, as I said, these are all new. It's got this little, it's a sweater with this, little ruffle.
I'm wondering if you got that, because aren't those all, sweaters?
No.
Got a sweater box.
No, it's 4 or 5 sweaters, but no. Because, maybe 6 sweaters. So then there's this one. It's a Christmas one. It's Disney.
Yeah.
It's new. I think this is a Walmart brand. It's like $11 and change, but somebody will buy it.
It's that now because people do start buying Christmas stuff.
Oh yeah. And then this is a New York and Company. I don't know who it's fitting, but whoever it is tiny. It's a small. I don't know what small it is because I can tell you this is damn small. But $46 is a New York and Company. So I found those in a box in my death pile. So those I have to work on.
And that's why we try and get into our death files and try and
Right. I mean, and it's all brand new. So it's probably been sitting there for at least 6 months. And the sad part is I could have listed it in like end of October, beginning of November, and people would have bought it for Christmas time, type of thing. I also have more bras because
you buy bras. You're the bra.
because I get a lot of fun boxes, and inside the fun boxes, there's at least one bra, if not more than
I
that.
get like when I was getting those fun boxes, I would get like random pairs of socks. The one that really got me was they sent like a thing of colored pencils that was like open and they were missing one.
I don't mind them because I usually, with the exception of two, with the exception of two, I always make my money back, and there's usually one decent item. So here's another item. This is $24. It's a cute little like.
Is that Aerie?
No, it's not. I thought it was Aerie too. It's XOXO, and it has these like little lace, like caplet sleeves on it. See?
Yeah, Aerie does those a lot.
Yeah, and then the back is like an open back, so it's not a bralette.
Right.
It's because it's underwire. Because bralettes don't have underwire. But the retail price on this is only $24. So, I'll list it, and and I'll probably list it and put like $25-$30 on it, and then
Right.
I usually offer 5 or 10% off. No, 10 or 20% off, and $5.95 shipping. Okay. So, and then only if it's been sitting around for a while do I bring it to 30% off.
Yeah, the only shipping discount I ever do is like if it's over $125, then I'll do a free shipping with that.
Well, I've been doing this because of the shipping discount, especially on lighter weight items, because if this was on eBay, it would ship out for like $4, right, and you have to pay $7.95 on Poshmark. So I'm willing to go because it came out of a fun box. So you figure there's 10 items in a fun box, cost me like $48, so $4.80 into it. So I'm willing to offer a discount on that. So that's what I'm trying to work on. I'm going to do those tops because they're new. And then my pile that I have behind me, which is God knows what. It's a stack. And I'm going to try to get that done this week. But I have been, I didn't make my goals at all last week. I was working on, I have a she shed. And half of my she shed is crafts because I like to do crafts and sewing and stuff like that. And then the other half is where I store a lot of my listed items. So I was working on condensing down. So I had a lot of shoes out there and they were in bins. So I got them out. I got three bins done and hung up on I have rolling racks for shoes type of thing. Right. So I did that. I got 3 of those bins out and I found the shoes I sold. Da-da-da. Cute little shoes. They're Taos.
Oh, okay. They look kind of dance girly.
They have a following. Yeah. So I got that down and then I was condensing down. I have a lot of like IKEA bags, but the zipper IKEA bags, not the open ones. Yeah. And I had a ton of those in there, like mountains of them. And I condensed down 6 or 8, I think 8, down into other. I had 2 bins that I had stuff in and it wasn't full. So I dumped them all into there. And because I'm lazy, because we know that's my motto. Instead of changing it in Poshmark for the new spot, what did I do? I just took the label off the other one and taped it on the box. I was like, the box got like 15 labels on it. Because once again, I'm lazy. So I've been working on that, and while people be like, "Oh, that only takes like 20 minutes." No, it
No.
doesn't. Because first you have to make room, then you have to rearrange things, and then you got to make sure they're in there and that you can see them, and yada 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 yada, and tape them, and then rearrange everything. So I picked up I have a lot of rolling racks, like the metal, chrome rolling
Right.
racks. Well, they were racks.
Have the Z ones.
No. These are like shelves.
Oh, okay. I
These
have
are
like.
shelves. I have the Z one. That's what that is right there.
Yeah.
But I have these metal shelves, and I bought the wheels for them so they can roll around. And because I have them in this way, and then when I need something, I just pull it out and take it that way, and then push it back in. Or else it would be, take up more room.
Rooms, you know how those like that they crank it open.
Yeah. So I have those, and so I moved a lot of the ones that are fuller onto those shelves, so I packed those in good. I still have some left over in some boxes of stuff, which is fine. I mean, it's a big shed. It's like 12 by 20, so it's not.
That's about what that's pretty much probably what one of my two sides. It's probably like one of those.
Yeah, it's a good size. It is absolutely a good size. So I have that, and so then I got that all straightened out, which was fabulous. And then I also have my spare bedroom, which we talked about, that I've been condensing stuff down in there, and I've been doing that.
For company. For company coming.
For company, yes. But I'm working on that, and that's why I hadn't listed as much. But on the plus side, I did find 3 bags of stuff I haven't even listed that were in that room, in the spare bedroom, which is only supposed to be listed items. So that was huge. So that I brought it in here so that this place now is packed once again. But it'll go back down when I start listing, and then I ship those bags out. So I have been listing on my death pile because I am finding things that, around that have not been listed, which is huge because, like, what's the brand name? Artex? Arcex? Oh God. What is the name of that thing? ARC?
Oh no. ARZ?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, this is the brand. I think you can get them pants, right? Yeah. These are like these winter pants like this.
Okay.
So and the brand name on it is.
Are they snowboarding pants?
The ones that I have are particular snowboarding. So they have this logo. It looks like some like.
I was like, it looks Arabic.
No, it's like a dinosaur.
Okay.
But this is what the brand is.
Arcticex. Okay, so it's like ARC.
Correct.
Sure,
or something. I can't pronounce it. I'm sorry, whoever owns the company. I don't know how to pronounce it. I apologize.
All right.
But I have a brand new pair. It's men's, brand new,
and probably good money too.
Yeah, they're worth at least $200, and it's been in the bag, and I knew I had them, and I was like, I can't find them anywhere. Where are they? Because you're an idiot, and you put it into the sold room instead of into the selling room.
Yeah.
So which was good because then I found something, and granted, it adds to my death pile, but at least
it's something that you'll list.
I don't want it in there thinking it's listed, and then it's not.
Right.
I'm not making money on it, So I have to get those. I'm not going to list them right away because obviously they're winter pants, and I've got to get the stuff. But I got to get the stuff over here done first.
Yeah.
At least that's in a bag. I got all the loose stuff I got to get listed. And that's going to be my goal. I've got to get it done because I have company
coming.
I don't want them to think I'm a hoarder. Like, don't open the door.
I actually started another thing during this week is my wall of shoes that are already kind of like set up and in their bags. I was like having a pain. It was like getting to be difficult to go through because I thought I was being really good. Okay, I'm gonna have these little tags that they're gonna be color coded and all of that. And then it was like, okay, well, I still have to go through everything in that size to find the one I'm looking for. So I started taking them down, and now I'm like alphabetizing them
Oh,
by
I don't even bother with that. Mine
no, but
are.
it's so much easier for me because then I'll know I come in instead of having to go through all of them.
Oh
It's
no. See,
you know,
you do it differently. Mine are. I have the ones on the racks are my that I have are either heels. And now I've just started moving some stuff over. So mine I have just by those I know are outside. But any of my like newer shoes or whatever, I have it in like shoe 1, shoe 2, shoe 3. So in the
yeah,
bag,
I will have bins like that at some point
but
because
I can't bother with the way you do it. I'm lazy.
but I mean it's
You have to set it up first. That's too hard for me. I'm lazy.
but it's easy once you like set. I just made
I
like
can't
little colors
bother.
for each side, and I actually have it in a little.
Oh, I'm sure it works good, but I'm too lazy to set it up.
But like, don't you label your stuff?
I label it. Yes, on the outside of the bag, it'll say close 1, close 2, or A, or B, or AA, or that's all I do. There's no other labels than that.
Well,
Lazy.
but see, the main reason why I really like the tags also is because that way I can pull out a bin of shoes and go through, measure all of the hills, and I'll actually write on the tickets as I'm measuring the hills and getting what they are. I'll do my lookup of what it is. And that way I have everything there on that tag. So when I go to take my pictures of the shoe, I can take a picture of the tag and it's got everything I need to list it.
No, I can't bother. I'm too lazy. I'm lazy. I am like the ultimate
I don't
lazy.
think it's being lazy. It's just doing what works best for you.
Oh no, it's lazy. Because I took a picture and the bra's not even sitting on the hanger right, and I was like, I'm leaving it. I don't even care.
I
am.
did find a couple things like as I'm going through and doing my photo polishing and all of that. I did find I'm like, why didn't I take a picture of the tag? So it's like frustrating because like there's like 5 or 6 things so far that I found that it's like I didn't take a picture of the tags and I don't know why. So
And I'm like, whatever. On to the next. I mean, I'm like, take a few pictures.
hard for me to because I take the pictures of the tags and like that stuff, so it's easier for me to put it
Yeah,
in.
because you take all your pictures ahead of time and then go back and do everything. As I said, I'm too lazy. I
Right.
take photographs of 5 items and then I list 5 items. That's my attention span right there. See this right here. So I'm pretty limited. As I said, I'm lazy and I don't have big attention span. So that's how I do it. But I do sell quite a few. Like I sell quite a bit of jewelry and I sell quite a bit of shoes. Of course, I have quite a bit of shoes and quite a bit of jewelry. So when they have like the Posh does their sale, their like their shoe sale or whatever they do, the parties.
Oh, the party thing.
It's hard when you get to like 300 shoes and you're like, I'm tired of pressing the buttons. And the same thing with the jewelry. I have probably 600 pieces between jewelry and shoes alone.
I got a random message that a pair of my sunglasses were picked for a host pick. I'm like, oh great, well I won't sell those.
I know. They'll never sell.
And it was like, I get the one thing, congratulations, I picked you as a host pick. And, I'm like, okay, thanks, that's nice. And then I get the one person that goes on, congratulations for being a host pick. It's like, yeah, thanks.
Oh, yeah, when I've had a couple host picks of things, and they never sell.
Yeah, they don't. It does.
I'm like, really?
The
Could you
only
not pick me?
like I said, the only in interest in it was somebody wanting me to buy from them probably. So they're doing their little congratulations on your host pick. Come by and check out my stuff
Oh, I know. Oh,
on my item. So it's like, yeah, thanks.
that is so annoying. If I
Cancel.
wanted your item, I would have searched for it. Because, I believe that sharing is not a big thing.
Yeah, I just can't with people like doing that. It gets frustrating after a while because it's like you said, we're of an age where it's like we have like so much to do already with all the stuff we have going on that if I hear a ding from Poshmark, I want it to be worth it for me to have to go and open it up and look and see what somebody's saying. Are they wanting to, to ask about a price? No, they're wanting to tell me about their sale. Okay, I'm, and then I'll look them up, and I'm not even following them.
Oh, I know. I don't know where sometimes they come up with this stuff.
Yeah,
I know. And like, as you know, and we've discussed before, is I'm not a firm believer in sharing items. Like I'll share sometimes. I share to parties more than anything because then I know what they want and I can just go in and click the button. Because sharing to my likers really doesn't bring me anybody new. For one, and I don't believe in sharing much to begin with because I believe that they're searching for a specific item, and when you type in, and if I have that item, it'll come up. But I do share occasionally now. I share more now than I ever have before because I share to parties, and before parties were a nightmare for me because you couldn't remember what like the different brands they were having to now it brings it up automatically, and which makes it easier. So I'll share it to them sometimes. I share a lot to like jewelry and shoes, but even then it's not, it's like if I happen to open up the app and it's up there, I'm like, oh, okay, I might as well share those. But if I it's not like I stalk the app every day.
I've never gotten a purchase off of sharing.
I've gotten several purchases off of that, which is fine. But I'm not a big, not me. I'm not a big sharer, mostly because once again, I'm lazy. um, but for I'm working on my death pile. I'd like to get enough so that I can. So before my company comes, which will be here in 2 weeks, which we know is not going to happen, but we just live in a fantasy world where we're going to get it done. Is to get all the stuff that's on the floors on both sides done. Reality will be keep the door closed and don't let anybody in.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna. Did you get everything out of the guest room?
No, I'm still working on that because I'm in the middle of redoing the closet so I can fit more in. They can't use the closet. It's like those kitchen cabinets where you like throw it in, shut the door.
Yes.
Don't open it.
I have one.
So I got to work on that. I have I'm trying to do a project every day, like one item. So like cleaning off the left shelf so I can put some more stuff on it, and I try not to overburden myself because if I write a list, I can guarantee you if there's too many things on the list, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
And I also work full time. I have a full time job outside of reselling. So if I'm doing that, then I have to have my attention on that. I can't just ignore it because that's what pays my bills.
Right.
While the only thing that I use my sales for, any of my, whatever I make is my car that I bought. So, and my new computer.
Your new computer.
Well, because the other one died.
I know. That was so sad.
It was sad. I was like, oh my God, I can't print.
That was like a rough week waiting for your new computer to come.
No kid. It was a rough week for everybody. My husband was like, why are you out in the living room? Why aren't you in your office doing something? I am gonna use it. My computer doesn't work. And he's like, well, you can use mine. And the one he uses is my old computer from like 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And it is so slow. Yeah. It's like
I gotta finish my room because my son actually gave me his. He bought. Oh gosh, yeah, I guess it's been a couple years now. He did it. I think he bought it probably 3 or 4 years ago. He bought like a computer that he had specially built and all of this, and like paid a whole bunch of money for it, and and he decided he needed another one. So I know it's a lot faster than my laptop, but I just got to go through the changing it because for me to set up a new anything technology is like, I mean, it's like down to the wire because I hate having to go in, find all my passwords, remember my passwords, load all of that stuff. I mean, with you,
there's still some things I can't get into.
oh my God, that's like the thing I hate the most is having to go in and put all your stuff in.
Yeah, that's a pain. But I mean, they're easier to set up now than ever before because before you'd have to do like 15 things before it would run. And now it's like you turn it on and it's ready to go. Yeah. Because we're old and we remember when laptops weighed more than we did. Yeah, I worked for a company years ago and I worked very high up in the company. I was an assistant from like one down from the C-suite level. So, which is like one down from the CEO. So 2 down. And I used to work in New York City, but I used to live up in the Northeast. And I had somebody who quit. And so I had an office that was free for the moment. And I had their laptop and I refused to return it because at that time laptops were weighing like, 10 pounds. And I'd have people coming in from the city and it was in this tiny little office because she was like a junior person. So it was a small little office, but I had the laptop. And so I had it set up on for the IT group had set up very nicely for me the laptop so that anybody could sign in and use it. Okay. So that was the office that everyone wanted. And it was funny because it would be like all like the one down, like the one below the sea level would want to use this office. And it was like the world's smallest office, but it had the one thing that they wanted above all else was the one laptop. So I had to make a calendar so people could know what day they could use the laptop. It was hysterical. I'm looking at like the chief audit officer, like this is the main auditor of the company. This is way up in the food chain. And she's in this like little tiny little office with the computer. She's like, like I had one of the general counsels of one of our huge divisions, and he's in there with this, in there with a laptop in the tiny little office, and they were like, and then I would get calls from all over, and people would be like, is the room available? Like I can remember one time the president of one of the companies came in and they're like, is the room available? He doesn't bring his laptop if he goes there. I'm like, I can make the room available. He's like, oh, thank God. I'm like, Gary, I'll take it. He's going to be there 3 days. I'm like, okay. It was so fun. Because back then the laptops were literally 10 pounds.
Yeah.
And if you're coming from like in the outer area, your trip is an hour plus. And you're carrying around this 10-pound laptop on top of everything else you're carrying.
Yeah.
I just sent out an offer and I just got a purchase. Someone just purchased.
Yeah.
I sent out the offer. When did I send that offer out? I sent that offer out a little while ago. When did I send that out? Where are you?
I've just had a couple low balls the last couple of days. Or like outright buys. So it's either been
4 hours ago.
It's either been lowball offer or buy full price. So I'm like,
I sent out a ton of offers, and a lot of them have been taking the offers, which I'm very, very happy about. Because a lot of the stuff is my older stuff, and people are like, well, I only keep things for like 6 months, and then I get rid of them. I'm thinking 6 months.
I
got stuff on there for 3 years.
Yeah, I still have my very first item that I listed is still
Do
up.
you? I sold my very first item right away. I
I'm
put it on
like
and it
really
sold within 2
sad.
weeks.
I really am sad because it's a really cute dress and I don't understand why no one has bought it because it's adorable. But
I sold a pair of grasshoppers. You
yeah,
remember those shoes,
yeah.
grasshoppers? I had a pair of grasshoppers and they were like new and I don't know where they came from. And I was like, well, let me list these. And sure enough, I listed them in 2 weeks. They sold. I was like,
Uh,
okay, this is good
the,
grandma shoes.
the one I loved, when did it get? Either Friday, Friday or Saturday. Um, I got, yeah, it must have been Saturday. Yeah, it was Saturday because it was after the mail. Um, it was like the ding, and you're like, yay, gotta sell. And it's like this Tommy Bahama new attack Tommy, or not Tommy Bahama, Tommy Hilfiger shirt dress that, I had it listed for 60, but then I've had it down as low as like 22 and they bought it for 60. Yes.
Oh, I've had that too. I had something that I was like, oh, because remember I did the $5 sale at the first of the year. Like I had a ton of stuff for $5 and I sold like $1,000 worth of $5 items.
Wow.
And then so I've been switching all of them back. And I have this one item that I had down to $5 and I switched it back to like I think $32 that I originally had it at.
Yeah.
And the person bought it and she got the offer for $5 and she didn't buy it for the 5, she bought it for the 32. I was like,
Yes. Love it.
I was like, okay. If you want to spend your money on it, you go
Yeah.
right ahead, girl.
I had somebody send me an offer that was more than what I had just sent them a thing for. It was weird. I was just like, okay, sure.
Oh, I know. It's funny because I've had that too. You like I sent an offer to someone was like, oh, I know what it was. It was I no. Was it? No, because I offered them like 22 with shipping, and they sent me an offer back for 25, and I'm like, not sure that works out right. If you said it 20, I still would have taken it because the 22 minus the shipping discount would be $20. But if you want to send me 25, quick, accept. But see, I've learned now that I don't send out my items right away. I wait at least 24 hours. Because if you don't, then they're like, oh, I made a mistake. I mean, how do you make a mistake? You have to press the button several times.
I have never had anyone cancel after. Well, no, I have to. No, I did actually. I had a lady just recently that sent me an offer for an item. I accepted her offer, and then it said that she had like a payment issue, and then she sends me questions asking me about the item that she's already sent an offer I've already accepted, and she never had to pay for it. Like, I don't understand this. Like, isn't that like part of the whole thing? It says that once the thing has been accepted, the offer's been accepted, that they have to buy it.
See what they do. I
So
found this out.
they've
So I
been
figured out how they're doing this. So you have an item I want, right?
mm-hmm.
And my credit card is like a debit card that's only set up for a certain amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
So what they do is they send you the offer. Your item is 25. I'm going to send you a $10 offer.
Right.
Then what they do is they take that credit card and they pull it out. And when you accept it, then they put the credit card back in. That's why you're getting the thing, because that way they can find out how low you're willing to go.
Right. But I mean, and that's the thing is like, if we have rules, if we have a terms of service rules of this is what happens when someone makes an offer, then, I've already gone in and, put in sold and stuff. So now I got to go. It's been sold. So now I have to read to the order. I mean that because Poshmark doesn't even let you relist anymore. So it's like, okay, they didn't buy it, so let me turn it back on like they used to do. No, now you've got this sitting here like it's sold, and you've got to go in it and redo the whole listing. Which it's fine with Vendoo. I can redo it.
I just do copy
Yeah, but I
copy
mean,
listing.
it's
Well, it's better than eBay, because eBay you can buy the item and then you pay it later. And you're like, why are we not? If you're going to buy the item, why are you not having to pay it right up front?
No, you have to go in your seller.
I have, and they still they override it.
Because mine all had one time where, well, because I guess it's buy it now is what it is. It's not offer, or no, I think it was an offer too. It had like these little things where you needed to select if you wanted it to be.
I have that, and they still for some reason don't pay it right now. I'm like, but
Yeah.
I have to say it's only on the cheap items, not the expensive ones, because I sold like it's weird. Remember how I had that the Cartier paperweight, the little sterling silver panther thing? Yeah. Those people paid right away. Like offer, they offered me a certain amount of money. I went back and forth with them a few times, and then as soon as they were happy with it, they like bought it and paid for it right away. Yeah. But I had like a $12 item, and it's like trying to pull teeth. Yeah. Why are those the worst people?
But and then those are the people that like do stuff like this.
Open the case,
saying that.
Yeah, for their freaking $12 item, but I can sell.
Are you getting in an argument with me when I'm saying, look at the box? You just sent me a picture of the box, and the box looks smushed. So maybe that's what did damage to the shoe. Because it was just ridiculous.
I know, it's the cheap stuff. I've sold like $400 necklaces on Poshmark, and I get a great job, or they don't leave any thing, which is fine. I don't care. But I don't get like open a case. I don't get, and like all my expensive stuff, no case is open. All the cheap stuff, you gotta open a case on your $5 item. I'm like, it's $5.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. When I've had cases and it was something that I screwed up, I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I've even contacted Posh to make that, because they weren't.
Oh yeah, I'll send a thing saying I'm at fault. Please refund them.
Yeah, but when it's BS, when it's like, this was damaged in shipping, why are you saying that it wasn't? Because you're not going to have to pay for it when it was damaged in shipping. Instead, I'm going to get to lose money because you're lying, and now Poshmark.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like we
have to pay for their shipping that's supposed to come with insurance. Well, because this person said, oh, well, no, it couldn't be that. So now I can't even file an insurance claim.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Like for Poshmark does it automatically, because they automatically give you, because I have an item that I sold, and it never even started shipping. Like I shipped all the items, and Poshmark can see like every single item other than this one in the middle of the same thing is the only one that never got scanned. Like the ones before and the ones after. I'm like, I run them all through, and this is the only one that didn't get scanned. And of course, it still says shipment label created or whatever it said, type of thing. But they're filing with USPS on it, because I was like, no, I shipped that sucker.
Yeah.
And it shows all the other ones before and after.
It's not. They actually did it, because normally if it hasn't been scanned somewhere, they're like,
no. But I was like, listen, all the ones before and all the ones after are showing, and they were all the same day, and this was with it. And they were like, all right, and they gave me my money. They gave her money back, and they're filing a claim.
Yeah.
With with USPS. But I've had a couple problems. Like I have a lot of problems where I am with the shipping, because they don't scan them. They don't like to scan them. And I tell the guy, well, I want you to scan them. He's like, well, we don't have to. I'm like, I'm asking you to.
All right.
I said, because you guys will get them and they don't scan, and then they only scan that they're out for delivery. But by then, the platform that I'm using is already refunding them their money.
Yeah, they're already
getting it. And I'm not getting anything because it looks like I didn't ship it.
Right.
And I was like, and I've had this problem over and over and over. And Poshmark's like, they know by now. It's just, and I don't think I'm the only one in the area, because I know there's other resellers within my area, because I've met quite a few of them. And they're all having the same problem. Like this area where I'm in, they're not scanning the items. And then Poshmark is giving the money back, and you're like,
yeah,
and it's not their fault, because according to them, because it just shows that the label was created. It's not showing that it's ever been originally scanned in, that they're not liable. Well, you didn't scan it in. No, it's not that I didn't scan it in. They didn't scan it in.
Right.
So now
some places they have like you scan it yourself kind of, but I live like where we have, two little counters and usually one of them is for us to drop stuff off at, and the other one's like
so I have several different post offices around. So I have one that's like 2 miles up the road, which I don't go to because there's always a line, and I'm not waiting in a line. I'm too lazy. So then we have one that's like 3.5 miles up the road. Like literally straight up the road. And that one is that I go in, and he'll scan them for me. He's a little rinky dink. He's one person in this little tiny little thing. It's got one window, one person at a time in a little tiny little room. And then they have the one that's actually in my town. There's two of them. But one, you have to wait in line to give the package. You just can't just drop the packages off. But then there's the other post office, and they have like a big bin, and you can drop them in the bin. And they do scan them. Once they're in the bin, they go in the back and they all get scanned, which is great. But the problem is that one is like 15-20 minutes away from me, in the middle of town. Now, mile-wise, it's not bad, but it's in like the worst, like I have to go through like the worst intersection in town, where it's just bumper to bumper. It can take you 10 minutes just to get through the intersection.
Yeah.
So unless it's like a Saturday morning early, I don't bring them there. So that's how I've been.
For the most part, I do take mine. I do have like a good system with my mail carrier though. Like I wasn't feeling great Saturday, and so I had like a pair of shoes, and I tried to fit them in my mailbox, and I'm like, damn it. So I went and got my little cart that I set it in, and she got it out. But yeah, I need to get like a bigger.
Well, I can schedule a pickup.
We'll see. Like I still would have to put it outside because they don't have to come up the stairs.
Well, I usually put it on the front porch, which is not a big deal. But the problem is that it's fine if I have one. Like you have to have at least two pieces. But I never have just two pieces usually. Like I'll have 6 or 7 pieces, and then I feel bad because she's got a cart 6 or 7 pieces, and I have a long driveway, and she, she can drive up the driveway. She doesn't always, but she can. But I still feel bad that she has to pick up these packages. So I just make my husband bring them.
That'll work. Okay, we've been over an hour.
Oh God, yes.
The dog is in here demanding to go outside. He's like looking incredibly pathetic. Even jumped over my baby lock pro line instruction book. Thank you to whoever hung in with us this whole hour. Or maybe it's that weird guy that like tried to get in on the pictures.
Never know.
Okay, so our goals this week. I don't know that I'm going to do a number.
I'm going to still do a number. But I'm going to lower it down to 15.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do 15 a day. Because I know I've got them. I just got to go in and do my.
Oh, I have. You saw the stuff right there. That was like 8 or 9 pieces there. And I have probably, I got an entire rack right there.
Yeah.
It's not ready to go.
Pictures already done for like 200 items, but I got to go down and do the rest of it, the measurements and all that. I know you wouldn't.
I don't do measurements. Once again, too lazy.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy? I actually had somebody ask me, what was it? Yesterday, somebody asked me I think it was on Macari, for the measurements and like something out. I think it was like the material. Like, what's the measurements in the material? And I'm like, the measurements are in the listing, because I went in and checked. I'm like, oh, did I forget to do
Oh,
this?
you thought maybe you forgot to put it in.
Right. And so I go and I look, and it's like the measurements are in the listing, but the tag with the materials was a little harder to read, so I took a new picture of the materials. But it was like, and then never heard from them again.
No, no. Anybody who wants the damn measurements is not buying it.
No, I've sold before.
No, I have never, ever sold anybody who asked me for measurements.
I have sold to people.
I think they're my size, trying to sit into a size 4, and hoping that maybe the price is a little bigger. I'm telling you, no. I've never sold anybody.
I have sold with people that wanted measurements, and I went and got them, but I do
Never sold.
much prefer just having the measurements and the thing, and just not having to.
I don't even do them when they ask for them
anymore. So we are gotta go.
Yep. See you next round.
See you next week. The 15 each. 15 a day.
Yep, 15.
Okay. Bye. Bye. And